Hi folks, my name's Killfug, and today we're gonna be doing a lecture like we usually do, except today's lecture is gonna have a theme. Usually they have those too. That wouldn't be an exception. Today's theme is about getting yourself together. Usually people use a phrase that has an expletive in it regarding getting yourself together. Personally, I don't believe in that. What I believe in is making good stuff. Now, when you make good stuff, people will spend a lot of money on it. Personally, I think that's great. Now, does everyone need to make a lot of money, or does just a few people? You know, I don't know. But we can go ahead and get started here with just a quick warm-up. Now, while I'm warming up, my name is Killfug. Now, I usually spell it out for you, but today we're just going to be doing a quick video here. Well, it's not quick, and it's not a video. It's a lecture that happens to have been recorded. But, you know, the problem is people don't know how to get themselves together, right? They do is they go around, they freak out all the time, and they don't make any decisive action. What I'm asking of you is to get your head out of your ass and actually do something about anything that you care about, okay? That's what I'm asking of you. Now, look, you may consider it to be like some weird thing, to be like, oh, well, I know. How am I going to get myself together? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Let me show you. Here's a basic way you can get yourself together. Going even further, here's a basic way you can get yourself right on track. Another way of saying this is, here's how you get your shit together. You need to make sure your eyes are wide open and you're clenching your teeth. That makes sure you're ready. You'll make sure you're ready and you're locked and clocked in. Make sure you have both of your hands out and available so you can get down to business. If you're not ready to get down to business, then what the heck are you doing? Some people will throw explodey things, and that's how they get their shit together. If time is illusion, and I'm is illusion, then explain to me how I got here. Explain to me how I got to my appointment at 10:02 p.m. Explain to me something. Explain to me. I've been working on a new language. It has no consonants, only continents, and it has no vowels, only owls. Would you use that language? Or would you say garbage language? I personally think it would be a good language. What do you think? I personally think it'd be a great language. One of the best languages there's ever been. Probably one of the languages that's been in history before. Okay. Let's do one with that, with this marker. This is the Posca PC7M. A fantastic bullet point doodle machine. Let's draw a guy. People think that they can just get away with being simple and nice and plain, and that life will fold out in front of them and it will make sense. You can live in a constant state of denial, or you can actually get off your ass and do something that means something. And if not, and you know, we're all just in a state of just neuroticism and complete nut job delusion zone. And that's pretty much where the human is most comfortable. Is what we were built to do. It's what separates us from other animals. It's what separates us from other animals. You may ask yourself, why am I so rude all the time? It's because you don't drink enough water, and the headaches make you fatigued and angry. Okay? That's why. You wanted a freaking answer. Now you have a freaking answer. Okay. Here we go. See, it's that simple. I was asked once by somebody. I was asked to demonstrate what I mean. Let me show you. Here's what I mean. Let me demonstrate to you exactly how it's done. You have a circle. Inside the circle, there's ideas. They're floating around. Now this circle goes directly inside this bowl that maybe has a nice pattern on it. Inside that bowl, these balls of ideas go. And once this bowl is full, they pour out into this box. This box is in your subconscious. You've seen this box before. That usually will degrade over hundreds of years into a fine dust like powder, which is then put in a hydraulic press, and then that powder is shaped and molded into idea balls, and that's how thoughts are created. Let's go back. Look, we're reducing and reusing. Let's go back to these. So with this guy, we can use the other side. Let's use this Staples brand Duramark marker to draw you a nice picture. Hey, I'm going to draw you a nice picture. Here's a nice picture. See? Here's the guy throwing the bomb. See what he's up to. You scared of the government? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Does that answer your question? All right. Here we go. This is the line. This is the line. You didn't know, but it actually ends here, and it ends here. Now, you've been an amateur. You've been an amateur this whole time because you thought this line. You start life as a baby. And then you become a small child. And then you become a teenager. And then after that, you become an adult. And then after that, you die. And then all of this was just for nothing. No one remembers you, and it all just goes down the drain. Let's document the other side as well. This marker sucks. I've documented it. What do we want to do now? I've used this marker. I've used this kind of marker before. It writes like this, look. See? It's a pretty good marker. Makes a pretty good line. Let's make another one. Here's a picture for you. This is a picture for you. This is a picture for you. Let's do a classical painting. Here's a classical painting from the classical period of your life. You ever do classical paintings like this? From a classical period of your life? It's really simple to do. To make a classical painting. People think it takes years and years of practice. It actually just takes like 20, 30 years to be able to be moderately decent at it. Even then, it's not a guarantee. See, it's easy. This is what classical paintings look like. You see, now you're understanding the process of a great artist. I thought it was difficult to understand, but it's really not. Van Gogh was like, I'm going to Van Gogh home and make some paintings. That's how he was so prolific. He said, I'm going to Van Gogh home and make some paintings. That's how he was so prolific. I'm going to Van Gogh and make some paintings. That's how he was so prolific. I'm going to Van Gogh and make some paintings. That's how he was so popular. There you go. Looks like that's coming together pretty good as like a drawing for the people, for the masses, and we're almost getting close to being almost done with almost being close to done. Adding some more details here. Nothing peeves me more than people being nice. So just be rude, guys. Effortless creativity and having fun is what's needed. But how can you have fun at a time when... JK, we're not going to think about that. We're just here to make art. Let's keep working on this fantastic painting. This really is just a fantastic painting of great proportion and great stature and just wow. This is forming into a great drawing picture. See that? Look at that. What a great drawing picture. Fantastic. Fantastic work, folks. We're hitting the big leagues. I'm liking this painting. Sometimes you just have to make a painting. to remind yourself that you're human. I'd say my painting's about complete. What do you think? Great painting. How many pages do we have left? We just have one blank page left. Let's make the best of it. I'll draw you one of my famous drawings of a guy here. Okay, let's load this up a little bit. Here's one of my famous guy drawings. If you ever saw anybody, I'm really gonna apologize for that right now, because that wasn't what you were supposed to see. My name is Kyofug. I always put a dot in the middle of the O when I spell my name, Kyofug. And today's lesson has been about getting yourself together. If you have any questions or comments, we do have an email drop box where you can send questions or comments, which is accessible through my website if you need to ask us anything. But usually I'll answer questions in a very straightforward and a very direct way. And if I don't, then, I've missed my mark and I'm very much lacking on my skills as a orator and as an educational psychologist. I must say, I'm not doing so hot on that front. But it's been great hanging out with you and making art, and I hope that you're having a really good day, because good days are not bad ones. This has been Kyofug. And today we learned how to get ourselves together. Hope you have a good one. And see you on the next lecture. Cheers.